Well, due to a snafu, either manufacturing or research failure or something like that, I ended up with a 1985 red block B230f, but it was a transitionary period where it was really just a B23 cosplaying a B230f because the crankshaft measures as a B23. So the engine that's been at the machine shop that I've had cleaned and all that is actually for like a Volvo Amazon and not really what I need. So the rods that I have would be much happier with something like this engine. So we get to go through the teardown process again and the machining process again, and you guys get to be there for the teardown this time. Some differences with this one include a distributor instead of, head style, whatever the fuck this is. Head style thing, yeah. It's blocked off here because this one doesn't have it. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to try to leave as much gunk like this and this on here as I can so I can use it as kind of a template when I redo it. This looks shiny and new, so hopefully I can rob that and that'll be a good new piece to pop on whatever I'm building. But all in all, I think this is looking mighty good. I'm going to get out here and really crack into tearing this apart. I think I'm going to finish taking off the vacuum hoses before I really crack into it though. Most of the hoses in general, as well as wiring, because that stuff's just annoying and in the way. But yeah, all right, you titties. So I ripped off the electrical cord, which was attached here, and it came around to here, and it ran up. There were so many little plugs. This one, that one, and this one. Well, that one's pretty corroded. But this plug was good. This one. There's this plug and that plug. This blue one was a bitch to get off right here because that little nut was in the way of me pushing in the thing that pulls it off. And then all the injector plugs feed up through that big hole. Yeah, and then the wiring was kind of shoved through here and shit. But we like to, that's not, what runs that? Oh. So allegedly I had a motor issue, which was a motor issue was something the junkyard mentioned to me. And what I think is worth noting about that is this fucked up throttle deal, which is easily replaceable, but that could have been the issue. And B, over here we see what a motor mount looks like. This bolts onto the engine, and then that drops in. Actually, I think it bolted on like that, and then it drops in, And over here, on the matching side, on the other side, come around. This one also bolts up. But hey, where's its rubber? Oh, non-existent? Yeah, that's because, the motor mount was broken off. So a broken motor mount and that broken throttle cable made me think that the motor issue that was mentioned was more surface level than a rod knock or something like that. But even if it's as bad as as long as the cylinder walls are good and the crankshaft is good, everything else is getting pitched. So it doesn't really matter. I think something important, the next most important thing is finding a good vantage point for you guys to watch me do shit.
Here we go.
Coronavirus! 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 Guess what, bitch?
So in a cruel twist of fate, all of these head studs, you know, I've gotten 7 nuts off. And I say nuts meaning nuts. And this was from the intake side. This is usually what happens with, you know, the majority of the exhaust bolts. But every exhaust bolt I've got so far has come off without bringing the thing with it, except this one, which just hasn't even come off. So let me get a light. So, you know, you can see it's pretty mangled. So I think I'm just gonna bring a grinder out and grind it back till it doesn't exist anymore, and then this whole thing will fall off. So that's a new plan. So I've had a very strange occurrence. I didn't have enough room to grind it, so I started hitting it with a punch, and oh, is it not gonna spin past there now? It was pretty much free, of course. It's gonna need a little more persuasion now. Let's see if I can just push it. I mean, yeah, you can see it's practically coming off, but oh, that's what we like to see. Oh, there it is. Oh, she's free. Now that is a keeper. Okay, so all the shit's gone now. I don't know where you guys were here last, so you know what? Let's just assume you knew that I ground this off. I think you do. And then this, I didn't film this, but this thing was all frozen. I've never had a valve cover get frozen on me before, but this shit was not coming off, so I had to do that old trick where you like stick screwdrivers in along the wedge and you like hammer them in and you like, you know, kind of inch it up bit by bit, and then it finally popped off over here. But normally when I have to do the screwdriver trick, it's because I'm a dumbass and I missed a bolt. But I didn't miss any bolts and everything's off, so that's off. What we're going for now, you really can't see. I can't even see him, and so I bet the camera can't see him with the shit. Oh, okay, nice. So these bolts, they're like, you know, I'm totally making this number up, but they're like 200 fucking foot-pounds. So I usually get like a 6-foot breaker bar, cheater bar, and just, you know, bust them off. Never really had a camera person before.
I do.
I don't know what's... This feels so fucking unnatural. You know, I hate head studs. I feel like this isn't coming out. What am I doing wrong? Is that tighter? That's tighter. Oh no. What did I do? Did I fuck up the block? No, I really hope No, I really hope this stupid bolt got stripped. I'm a dumbass. Holy shit. I'm really hating this. This is like one of the worst things I've done. All right, we've got our fingers crossed. This bolt is stripped as fuck when it comes out. Not very stripped. Not very stripped at all. Does that mean Mr. Engine is stripped? Does that mean the engine I just bought is stripped? So, as you can see, when you're not tightening them, it actually works. But, you know, casually over tighten a head stud and you may need a new block, which is what I just bought here. So let's hope it's not, and also that the machinist will know what to do. We gotta get the belt off to get the head off. So, belt tensioner was disarmed at one point. I think it still is. What? Why is this not? You know, knowing how to actually change the belt on this car would probably be something that I should know anyway. But I don't need to learn how to change the belt on the 8 valve. I just need to know how to do it on the 16 valve. I'm gonna try every possible fucking... No. I hate this. We like to party. We like to party. So this is how you properly change a timing belt. You want to lift up the head so that you can get the belt off. Bro, the only thing keeping the head on is the plastic. Which you know means that the head gasket was mint when this thing made it to the junkyard. I actually am kind of astounded on how to get this off. Oh. Dude, it's all about this Arthur.
Get in here.
Sword in the stone. I can't get in there.
Oh, shit.
I can't leverage on the head. It's not attached.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see? Just gotta... That's what good pussy sounds like. Alright. Alright, what?
Yeah.
Hold up now. How in the titties am I supposed to remove this? Is there a bolt anywhere on this bad boy? Or do I just go like this? Oh.
Get right here.
Yeah, but I can't just put leverage on it. I gotta figure out how these come off. How in the hell did I get the other one off? Why do I feel like that's just a pin that sits in there? And this...
Yeah, that's how the tensioner works.
Yeah. What I need to do is get something in between the tensioner and the head. Move those apart.
Oh.
So it is just a pin back there. I think. Yeah. So that just comes out. Along with this. Alright, this is gonna pop. This Your head should probably be, oh, put over here in the junk pile. Wait, that's not the hole. Oh. What's those threads? Oh, we're fine. Oh, we're so fine. Oh. Well, was it this one that was fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
Was this one? Oh my god. Well, somehow everything is managed to be kosher, which is exactly what I didn't believe was going to happen. Now I'm very calm. Let's do a fun thing now.
What's a fun thing?
Let's spin it around and watch the pistons move. Look at these. Look at these bloiders. Oi, that's what you like to feel. Look at this. It's like the old kind of crank things they used to start cars. Except this one isn't going to start the car. It's just going to move some pistons. You know what I need? Nah, fuck it. No, I need the nut. It wants the nut. She wants the nut. Now that's a nut. She's thick. But like a no. Whoa, there it is. What? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Stop pointing at me. That's not the interesting bit. I can only get it going so fast. Damn. I know I was talking earlier about this sassy girl here, but get it nice and close for this one. Some little ASMR. Now that's what good pussy sounds like. Well, I ended up taking the pistons out and pretty much completing the teardown off camera. But that wasn't really, you know, that didn't keep you guys in the loop very well. So I figured I'd show you. These surfaces are actually, you know, really clean. They've got a little heat. You can see the, you know, those little heat marks in the center there. But that's also just kind of where the oil rides. But there's no deep grooves or anything. So I'll probably try to resurface those by hand with a trick I can show you guys. I'll you know, these really aren't too badly worn. No too deep grooves. You know, that's nice. And what's really important is these are the forged rods. And what's kind of fun is, you know, comparing the thickness between this and this. You know, it's almost twice as thick here. Holy, I mean, yeah, it goes in deep, but that'll take some boost. So the bearings, the rod bearings, and this is why the other engine that I've already had cleaned and machined isn't going to work, is because these rod bearings, look at this. Oh, you know, let me just pop that bearing in there. Anyway, ooh, yeah. Now that's the type of fit we like to see. See, these bearings fit. You know, to be completely honest, I haven't figured out a good way to take these apart, because even when I pull these bolts out, they still have these little caps and they're sealed so tight, like you can barely. I bet on the camera you can't even see the seam. So I haven't figured out a good way to take those apart, but this, you can still test them just by sliding them in on the side, even if you don't get that in there. These bearings fit. This block is a go. So 16 valve boosted goodness on its way.